Hey y'all, it's your girl Toyia T, and do we have an episode for you today? We are celebrating Black Music Month this month, and of course, I had to pay homage with my Motown shirt. We have some great guests for you, but before we introduce them, I want to say thank you to our sponsors. Our platinum sponsor is Alpha Wolf Aerials, and we also have our gold sponsor, the Clyde Bennett Attorneys at Law. So we want to make sure that we pay homage to them as well. We appreciate the support. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and welcome in our guests. I'll let them go ahead and introduce themselves. But we have Evan Johnson, Ron Williams, and Sam Trax here with us tonight to talk about Black Music Month. So welcome on in, guys.
Hey, hey.
Oh,
Hey,
Here we
hello.
go.
So I want to start by having you do just like a brief introduction and tell the audience what your inspiration was to go into the music industry. Like what really gave you that kick to say, you know what, this is what I want to do. And either any of y'all can start. Normally it's ladies first, but hey.
Well,
okay. I'll start.
well, you go. Go
Uh,
ahead, Evan. You go. Go.
okay. My name's Ron Williams. My inspiration was my cousin. My cousin is Otis Williams and the Charms from King's Records. My father and his brother managed him in the 50s. So I learned the music business early on as a young kid and everything. And that's where I got my inspiration from.
Okay. All right. We'll get into that a little bit more. Huh? We're gonna find out about Otis Williams and the Charms. Sam.
Well, actually, I was born in the music. My father is a music minister. He was doing music in Haiti, and from Haiti, he started producing for some major Haitian artists in Haiti, and crossed over, came to the States, and I wanted to be a basketball player, but my height I got to a place where it stopped. You know what I mean?
Right.
And my handles, I had to like it's either I went from forward to point guard, but anyways, but in the year 1997, which was my most inspirational year, every music and artist, Biggie, Tupac, Erykah Badu, Shania Twain, Soul Food, even L.A. Reid and Babyface when they were doing Waiting to Excel, all of those soundtracks, Independence Day, Bad Boys, all of those things, and within that year, it impacted my life so much. Where even though I was born into music, in that specific year is where I was just like, this is what I want to do, which is why I called my label, my record label, Forever 97, because I will always forever remember the year 1997 from all of those things that inspired me.
That's what's up. I wonder what the significance of the Forever 97 was. I do
Yeah,
remember mine was 96 because it was when it was either Tupac or Biggie. They like both died within like a really short period
yeah,
of time.
yeah.
Yeah. Last but certainly not least, Evan, tell us who you are and what inspired you to go into music.
Yeah, so I'm Evan. Some people may know me as Young X or Mama Name Me Evan. I'm the founder and CEO of Timeless Recording Studio. Reside in Cincinnati, Ohio. And what inspired me, honestly, the earliest memory I can remember was when I was 6 years old, and I was in the back of my pops, one of those vans. I can't even remember the model, but it was one of those vans that it be on TikTok and stuff. Them old school vans that we would camp out in. Um, and they used to play Mary. The first song that came on was Mary J. Blige that I can recall that I actually had an emotional connection to, and it was "I'm Not Gonna Cry." And I remember being like 6 years old, so I had to be 96 maybe. I don't know when that record came out, but 6 or 7 years old, and she kept saying, "I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna shed these tears." And I was back there crying. I'm 6 years old crying about I ain't even lived life yet, and I'm crying. And I said, "Yo, this is music, like what is this? Who is this? And why do I like this song?" And I was just like, "Yo, I want to do that. I want to have that kind of influence." I want to be able to write something like that or do something like that or participate. So that would be like my real deal, like introduction slash influence as it relates to like getting in this music industry.
Okay. All right. So you guys all had different experiences, but similar in some respects.
Yeah.
But tell me how, obviously when you go into something, you have an expectation for where you want to go with it. And so my question is around how does what you've achieved so far line up to what you expected to achieve, whether it be at this point or maybe you're still on that journey of what you want your life and music to look like? How is that compared, and what maybe has caused you to pivot, or tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I
Somebody
mean,
else wants.
I'll say, you know, I'll say like just from the year of where I've been inspired to like really decide to make that choice, right? Getting to where I'm at right now, music is ever evolving, right? It's ever changing. I mean, but it's also timeless as well too, right? There's just so much about music. There's so much about the art where you can be inspired by something that comes out today that you didn't know about, but then you could also be inspired by something that came out 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago that you never knew anything about, right? And I think right now, I'm at a place right now where I'm extremely happy about making music again. I did get to a place where, it was a lot going on, but I'm starting to be excited about it again, only because of the fact that we're reaching a place where art is starting. It's like time always kind of like, it's like you're recycling. And I feel like we're in a place where, you got artists like Anderson .Paak, Bruno Mars with Silk Sonic. Like that was like extremely inspiring to me for them to even go into a space like that. Even Drake and Beyonce. So I'm at a place where I kind of was like, maybe I should kind of like chill and switch, but now the gas is going back up again because it's just starting to feel magical all over again. So I'm in a really good space, really good space.
Okay. Is it what you expected to?
It's exactly what I expected
Okay.
because of the way it's because of the waves, right? We go through different waves, and some waves are going to be really big, and some waves are going to be really small. But it's exactly what I expected, and you know, I'm extremely happy to even be in a space right now where I'm at, where I can still keep going at this big old age. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
it's exactly what I expected.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
I can go next. I'm exactly where I need to be right now. I started back in 1984 before PC. They had Atari computers. I was considered a technical person in the band. I was in a band called De Leon back in 1984, and they used to call me the Wizard back then because we used to have computers on stage and sequence back in the 80s and everything. And over through my years, I in the 80s, we met Babyface in LA, wanted to sign our group back then, and they asked us to play some songs. Since I was the technical person, I just went up to the keyboard and hit one key. Everything started playing, background vocals, everything. They said, "Stop the music, stop the music." You young, man. How old are you? I said 20 years old. They said, you know what we know, but you ain't where we at. So they wanted me to move to Atlanta. That's when they was working with TLC. Bobby Brown just left New Edition, was working on his single and everything back then. And we went down there, listened to the single, and they heard some songs we did. And they said, man, y'all got it. Y'all got it and everything. So back then I was all about the business. I studied the business, read a lot of music books, and I was about writing songs and making getting paid in the music business. So I was introduced. I asked Jeff Cooper back then for Midnight Star. I needed a publishing contract and a production contract. He said, "You can get a lawyer from Cincinnati." I said, "I want a lawyer from New York or L.A." He said, "What you know about that young man?" I said, "I study the music business." So he gave me a lawyer in New York, and the lawyer said, "You gonna come 1,000 miles at 20 years old for a contract?" He said, "Jeff said you're right." So this is how I learned the music business. And I tell kids this too, because I run a nonprofit in media. So I went up there. He said, let me hear those songs." So I gave him, he didn't even ask about the contract. He said, "Let me hear those songs." So I had a rapper, and first 30 seconds, I mean, I say 5 seconds, first 5 seconds, he said, "I didn't like it." I said, "Man, I can't write." He said, "No, that ain't it." He said, "I don't like it because it's already out there." I noted that in my mind. He said, "Let me hear the other artists." I let him hear the other artist was a female artist. He listened to it. He looked at it, and he asked me all the production questions. He said, "Did you write that? Did you produce it? Did you arrange it? Where you do it at?" I said, "In my house." He said, "You did that in the house?" He said, "Did Jeff Cooper tell you who I am?" I said, "You just an entertainment lawyer." He started laughing. He said, "I'm not an entertainment lawyer." He said, "I'm an entertainment law firm for BMG Record Label, all the artists." He said, "I'm gonna give you a record deal right now for $250,000. That's a hit." But I was young and everything, and I told him the artist wouldn't wait 3 days for me to come back. She had called somebody, and she was going with them. And I worked with her for 6 months. And to this day, she don't know she had a record deal. But the lawyer said, "Ron, I'm gonna help you. I'm impressed by you. So I'm gonna leave you with one important question. I mean, one important thing." He said, "It's not about a record deal. It's about songs in rotation." And I remembered that, and I get paid to the day, having songs in rotation. Now what I do, I teach kids, youth, how to make music and do videos and tell their stories through media. So I'm where I'm at. I get paid. I've been getting paid since the '80s. Every 3 months, I get a check, and I teach kids how to become a part of BMI, ASCAP, and do they publishing and how to get paid. So I'm excited about passing it on.
Awesome. Awesome. Last but certainly not least again, Evan, bring up the rear.
That's fire, Ronald. I feel like Diddy. I know we in this time right now. Nobody want to say Diddy, but Diddy owe you a check for that Deleon. All right, now where they get that name from? Because you talking about the '80s. Uh, but no, so I guess my experience slash expectations is a little bit different. I'm gonna be real. I'm a young OG in the game, and when I first got into the music industry, technically, I really thought it was like amazing. I thought it was an amusement park. I thought it was fair. I thought everybody was nice. I thought everybody was like had integrity, and it's like, yo, we all doing something we love. You're gonna be doing honest business. You cool, like you giving me your word. Like we ain't coming from the streets, so like you giving me your word, I can take that. And I'm like, yes, and we're gonna be honest and just fair. And that was my expectation. My expectation was that people would be super, just, stand up, down to earth people in this business. And it's not until I, started my own studio, started doing business with artists, not just local, but I mean like even in the music industry, where the actual experience that I had was completely different. It changed a lot of things. And to be honest, it really changed me. um I didn't know the industry was as cutthroat as it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, coming from where I come from, and a lot of us come from, especially on the music grind, we come from the attic. We come from mama's basement, grandma's basement. Like we in there, like really trying to put things together. And we don't have jobs, we don't have money, but we have this dream, we have this passion, we have this talent. We can relate to each other. We're telling these stories about what's going on in the streets and our lives. And we're like, yeah, when you make it and I make it, like we all make it. And then like when lawyers get involved and money get involved, and nowadays they say things go viral, but when stuff hit the fan and like stuff start coming in black and white, people change, business change. Um, the person that you thought would was doing good business all of a sudden doesn't even recognize you were a part of whatever creation y'all created, and that's been my experience, like from a business owner to a music producer to a songwriter to an artist to dealing with record labels to dealing with independent, I mean, you name it. So it's completely different. I'm not gonna say
Right.
it's completely different. And I'm at a point in my life where honestly I don't care what the music industry, that doesn't tickle my fancy. The word and the terminology music industry, it has no, I don't care about it. Right? I have my own industry, and I created my own success. Or at least what I define success. And that's the part that I'm at peace with. And tracks, you were speaking about that earlier, and that's the part where I'm like, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? I think success, I think the music industry, we throw that term around, but I think it's what you make it. It's who you align yourself with that made my experience start to meet the new expectations that I have now. So that's been
Mhm.
my that's been my
I
thing.
agree.
Um and
Well,
it's
you named your
That's good,
company
man.
Timeless, right, Evan? So
uh
the name Timeless, was that meant to be about music being timeless?
initially yes, but
Mhm.
as I grew, it started like it expanded. I started realizing that not just music is timeless, but relationships are timeless.
That's right.
Mhm.
Memories are timeless.
That's right.
Thoughts, ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Toy, I met you. You never been in my recording studio and rap. I don't know if you could rap or not. You know what I'm saying? The interaction with you and just the connections and just your who you are, that connection has been timeless, so it's definitely expanded beyond music.
Yeah.
um
It's a blessing.
yeah, for
It's a
sure.
blessing. I mean,
Absolutely.
stuff like that. You know, I mean, and I don't know if you don't mind if I interject, but like I was just telling somebody yesterday that majority of the time that the things that we're looking for in this business or even in our journey to the road to success, right? We some of us value it with money, some of us value it with property, some of us value it with our studios, our plaques, our Grammys, all of that. But you said something, Evan, that like is just the key for me is relationship. You know what I mean? These
Yeah.
relationships is it's what keeps you, it's what helps you to survive, day by day, right? It's not just being in a relationship with somebody, but it's also having a relationship, with certain people, man. So I'm in a place right now where my highest peak right now is indie. Like I barely work with major artists. Well, I do, but the artists that I work are major indie. Like right now, my biggest success is Brent Fayez. And Brent Fayez is
That's
100%
been
indie.
fire.
100% indie. I've been with Brent for the past 8 years, of the beginning of his career all the way down to
Mhm.
now. So I'm able to move in a way that I don't have to deal with the industry. I don't have to deal with none of y'all. Like, man, I'm not signing that bogus contract. Man, get out of here. Like,
Right.
forget that producer's deck. Like, it's cool. I'll wait for the masters, because what happened is that relationship that I built with that artist, the relationship that I built with a lot of these companies, these streaming companies, even, these these platforms, I'm at a place now where I don't have to get a JV with a label. It's just, you know what I mean? So you dropped some nuggets
Right.
right there, E. I ain't even gonna lie, man. That's some good words, man. I needed to hear that.
Yeah, and I think that what he's saying, it's not only in Cincinnati, but I feel like Cincinnati is kind of the epicenter of the kind of killer BQ mentality and the crab in the bucket situation that happens here. I think because we're right on the Mason-Dixon line, so a lot of the personalities are bad players, is what I call them. They show up from slavery times, and so it didn't go away. We just continue to evolve, and so those same personalities, those bad actors, are still all competing for that small little piece of the pie that we've been allowed to have, right? And so it's important
Right.
for us to step outside of, especially this city, to be able to create an opportunity that works and to work with people that are going to be wholesome, that are going to keep their word, that, you know, you can use your intuition and be like, hey, I don't know about this one. But you got to have those contracts just in case you run up against one of them bad actors and you like, hey, I can't
Right.
go.
Right.
I can't go.
Mhm.
I'm sure, Ron, you have some stories, starting out in the
Well,
80s and seeing,
yeah, I
the
told you
bad
one of yeah, I had worked with a female actor for like 6 months. Uh, didn't have a contract. That's why I met with the entertainment lawyer. I was trying to get a contract for her and everything. Like I said, I met with some people in the industry, like he said, like they're cutthroat, But back then, I like I said, I was a technical person. My father was technical, so I was an electronic technician. So back when I was 20 years old, so I at 20 years old, I had a house, I had cars, I already had everything. So money wasn't the driving force. Back to what Evan was saying, it's about positive relationships. I work with you and brought you to a certain point where you ready to go into the door. And I found out that you was working on the side for something else, which you really miss your dream. I didn't miss my dream, but you miss your dream and
hmm
everything. And I've worked with several artists, managed several artists. I produced several artists out of Cincinnati, taught them all the way from the album cover to building an album, working with different producers to work with them. Like I said, taught them about the biz. I even taught them about the business side of it, but they still wouldn't on my side. So you still need contracts no matter what, because who you think is there with you, even though you're doing positive things, trying to move them forward, they still will backstab you in the
Yep.
back. So it's always good to have contracts and stuff. So, but yeah, so I had, like I said, successful artists. I managed them. I try to tell them. I had one guy. He uh, he was on the Billboard charts with MC Hammer. He was right under MC Hammer when MC Hammer was at the top of his game. And he confided in me and asked me for information. I said, well, you working with a guy that's in LA. Now the guy in LA was just starting with him, so he basically had him in Billboard. He was Italian, and he was working him. Didn't give him a lot of money. Had a place for him to stay and all that at first, but he was building his reputation up and everything with his songs. But the guy I know wanted to come back to Cincinnati and work with a drug boy. Because the drug boy said, I'm gonna give you $5,000 and give you some CDs. I said, where them CDs gonna go to? Who gonna market them CDs?
Right. You
I said,
can't get
this
those
guy
CDs
got you.
now. That's for
Right. I
sure.
said, this guy, I said,
I
this
was
guy
in
got you
Lowe's.
on Billboard, bro. I said, don't you study the music business? You can ready to fly. You can ready to make it. Hold on. He wouldn't listen to me. So
Right.
yeah, I got a lot of stories.
Yeah. I was in Lowe's not too long ago. Somebody tried to sell me a CD. I was like, boy, I'm gonna give you a donation. I don't even got a CD player. Like, stop playing. The
Yeah.
music industry has changed dramatically. And I just want to in the final words, we got about 5 minutes. I want to know, what do you attribute to your success, and then give your where you'd like to see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years.
Study to show yourself approved. Always study the industry. Like Sam was saying, everything right now we in the best situation. Everything's on the internet. You don't have to wait on no. You just need video, a good team, and you can market yourself worldwide. You international, baby. I said you don't have to worry about local. You know,
We're
you got good
international,
artists.
baby.
Yeah, you local, you can make it. You just need a team. Now, I did say one key thing. You need a team. You
Need a
need a
team.
team. I always prided myself on that. So I think the internet, what you got out there. I just had a guy hit me up from England. I was talking about podcasts. He said, "Man, I like what you're trying to do. I'll do the graphics for you."
That's
We
awesome.
international right now. We got a team
Okay.
worldwide.
All right, Sam.
That's
What about you?
Um, you know what? I have a saying, and I'm a, we've all heard this before, and it's kind of my thing that I tell my team, my management, and everybody. Slow and steady wins the race. A lot of times, man, you're not in competition with nobody else but yourself, man. So just when you putting in this work, like talk to yourself. Tell yourself, like, all right, self, let's get up. We keep that momentum. Stay consistent. Be slow and steady wins the race. A lot of times we are in competitions with people. A lot of times we're paying attention to especially with the internet. We're paying attention to so much that's going on. But everybody got something. Everybody
Mhm.
got a gift. Everybody got something that's dope. Everybody got something that's fire. You know what I mean? Like we all got something. But if you start comparing yourself to that, then now you start to move at a pace where you're missing stuff, right? Dang, oh, I didn't, oh, slow and this is the key for me. Slow and steady wins the race. You know what I mean? And as long as you know you have your goal and you know where you're going, just find your pace and just keep going. Just be consistent with it.
Absolutely. It's easy to get caught up with social media, right?
It's crazy.
Right. Going from here to the next thing.
Yeah.
Evan?
F social media, yo. Not to mess you up. Nah, but my bad. So the question is, uh,
The question is, what do you attribute to your success and where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? Any parting words that you want to give?
so what I attribute to my success, probably the most cliche things people say, but it's real, it's true. I gotta say the big God, big God, man. Despite anything and everything that I've ever been through in life, and especially my career, especially my trials and tribulations, God gets the glory, God gets the credit. That
Amen.
God is my therapist, God is my
Amen.
mentor, God is my guider, God is everything. Like, um, I cannot give no other credit to anybody else, including myself, no matter how much
Amen.
I look at and I love myself. Like I think I'm borderline conceited. You know what I'm saying? Like, but just having a relationship with God and being able to talk to him and build my faith in him and figure out what this thing is in life that we call life. Like God has been the biggest attributor and
Absolutely.
contributor to my success. And as far as why I see myself 5, 10 years from now, honestly, I see myself just being a trendsetter for the next generation, a thought, an idea for the next generation. Whether if I'm here or not, I just see something about myself, whether if it's an idea, a plan, or an idea, just anything, just for the next generation to be able to tack on and say, yo, he was on to something. Like they probably said he was crazy. He was kind of borderline Kanye. He was kind of Kanye. He gave me a little Kanye, but like, he
He
was
looked off his rocker, but he was on to
Hey,
something.
hey,
on
hey,
to
yo,
something. Like,
tread lightly, man. Kanye is my man. Nah, I'm just
look,
playing.
look, I love Ye. So
That's he's still my guy. He
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely lost it. He's definitely, on the spectrum, but I still love him,
every
man.
look,
Yeah.
And
everybody.
he was the first conscious one for me with that college dropout. Y'all got to
Right?
give him credit.
Right?
College
Right?
Dropout was the most honest album ever.
Crazy, y'all.
Hey, look, Jesus was on the spectrum to people, and in those
Hey
times.
man,
You know what
brother.
I'm saying?
Talk
It ain't
talk
until
that talk.
later
Talk
until
that
you
talk.
find like, yo, hold up. Like,
Yep.
so,
Yep.
but I want to
Right.
be that. I want to be that to the next generation. I want to be an idea, like Pac say, I want to spark the mind. I want to be an idea for somebody to be able to take it to the next level. So 5, 10 years from now, I want to be able to invent something, create something that the next generation could take to the next level. So
Mhm.
Mm.
Well, now we got Juneteenth, so shout out for Juneteenth. At least we have a way to
Yeah.
celebrate who we are, what we bring to the table, and all of the great things that have come from our people. So I want to make sure that we at least pay homage to Juneteenth. And with that, I'm going to
Yeah.
go ahead and have you guys give your contact information. I appreciate you. This has been a very fruitful conversation. So thanks again for the time. Go ahead and give your contact information. Evan, we'll start with you since you were just finishing up.
yeah, for sure. So again, it's Evan, aka Mama Name Me Evan. You can follow me at Mama Name Me Evan. That's MAMA. It's on the screen down below. And you could also follow my studio, my beautiful studio here in Cincinnati, Ohio, in a great neighborhood of Evanston, home of James Brown, King Records, and all this great history. You know what I'm saying? At Timeless Art Studio, timelessartstudio.com. That's where you can find me. So that's how you can contact me.
All right. And Sam,
It's right there. It's my name, Sam Tracks.
there it is
It's
on
everywhere.
all the platforms.
Yeah, all platforms, Spotify, Instagram, all of that. You can find it there. It's pretty simple, and for those that do follow, just throw the peace sign, say that you came here, and
Right.
anybody that watches, say that you found it here, and I got a little something for you. All right,
All right. Straight out of Harlem. Go
yeah, I
ahead.
mean,
Okay, but I'm Ron Williams. You can find me at the William Francis Theater on social media, on Facebook, Cincinnati underscore, TikTok, and Instagram. So I have a 10,400 square feet theater where you can come. We have concerts, all kind of things. Like I said, I'm a technical person, so you can do everything, and we stream. We do video too and music, so we
And you got a
stream.
podcast studio there on site as
Yeah,
well.
and I got a podcast studio. I got Netflix rated cameras. I got what you need, and
You
I'm a
got what
team
you
player.
need. Well, thank you again, guys. You guys have a good night. And with that, we're going to go ahead and say thanks to our sponsors.
thanks, sponsors.
Thank
Today's episode of The Plug is sponsored by the following companies. At the platinum level, we have Alpha Wolf Aerials. Alpha Wolf Aerials offers unparalleled aerial photography, videography, inspection, and search and rescue services. Elevate your perspective with their cutting-edge technology and commitment to excellence, ensuring high-quality results for all your aerial needs. Connect with them on Instagram at alpha_wolf_aerials and discover the difference with Alpha Wolf Aerials, mastering the sky, leading the pack. At the gold level, we have Clyde Bennett, attorney at law. Mr. Bennett has the skill, ability, and passion to win cases. He has a perpetual chip on his shoulder with something to prove. The results he has achieved at trial are unparalleled. If you have an open case in the state of Ohio and need a defense attorney, call Clyde Bennett II at 513-233-5555. At the silver level, we have Testament Tees. Testament Tees seamlessly fuses contemporary style with timeless wisdom, offering high-quality garments that embody God's inspiration and humor through intricate designs and thought-provoking slogans. Empower your wardrobe with values and laughter. Testament Tees, where style meets spirit. For more information or to place an order, go to testamenttees.redbubble.com. Last but certainly not least, at the bronze level, we have Positive Vibes Only. Positive Vibes Only is not just an apparel company, it's a lifestyle. For more information, find them online at millgear.com/collections/POV. The Plug thanks all of our sponsors for helping us keep you connected.